as we start, how would you introduce yourself?
So, I think that the main, I'm, so many roles, so many titles that I could potentially describe myself as, like transformational coach, guide, facilitator, future therapist. But what I feel like who I am is just I'm exploring what this world is. I'm exploring what being human is. And I just like to share that with others. I like to go in contact, in depth of everything that I do in life, and going in that deep connection, in that space with another human being or group of people. This is what I do, and I create space for myself and another human being or group to explore our own depth of what it means to be human and what it means to live. And all of the titles, they change constantly. Like, 1 year I'm this, another year I'm that. All of these roles, they shift. And a year from now, it might be something else. But yeah, this is what it feels like.
Yeah, I definitely resonate on the same journey of deeper connecting to myself, connecting to the world from that place. And at this particular moment of the journey, I'm a DJ, music producer, sound healer, and I'm obsessed with aliens. So yeah, that's where I am right now.
That's very interesting because out of everything out there, I think this is one area that I only very lightly touched. And yeah, I'm just very curious actually to hear your experience. Maybe this is something that's going to open up for me. That's why we're talking about it, how it goes. People bring information, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. What was your most exciting, very out of this world kind of experiences?
Oh, most exciting. I mean, I started my journey probably around 10 years ago, and it's been so many experiences that I can't even remember all of them, and they continue. It becomes even more and more often that I get experiences that you can't explain with words, right? But I probably would want to share the first one because that was something whoa, that definitely shifted my world. And that experience was Reiki session. That's why also my journey started with energy work, because I just experienced something so profound in that one energy session. I think I really connected with the whole world, connected with all people, maybe for the first time in such depth, because I did feel depressed, lonely, disconnected at that point. And then I went, for this experience that I had no idea what it was going to be like for me. And I couldn't even now it's hard to explain what it was, but it was very, very life-changing experience. I felt deep connection with everything, with something that from that point and even until now, 10 years later, I don't think I can ever experience lonely, being alone and disconnection anymore, because that experience was so profound that it shifted everything for me. It opened my heart. And things that started from that experience, from that first point of heart opening and connection, it then led to even deeper experiences. From that heart opening place, I opened up also that intuitive channel. That one experience that opened up the whole world, and the rest it's like a continuation. And other experiences, even until this point, I feel like I enter different directions of knowledge, of sacred knowledge, and in each direction I experience something so special. But yes, definitely there were all of these tools. I went on an exploration of all the spiritual tools and the teachings, all of that, and through that exploration I found my favorite ones. And that's basically what I do. I explore, I find something that works for me, and then I practice that and I share it with people. I bring it into the healing space. And my favorite tools so far are, Lila is one of the tools, Lila game. It's just the space that really allows you to be a participant rather than doing something there, because there is a spiritual guidance in that space and you are participating in a journey. Yes, like you are just one of the, like you're not the one who's doing the work, you are with people, it's a group setting, and you go into the game and people are journeying with their intentions there. But it's a game, so there is like that part to it that is entertaining in a way, although it goes very deep. But yeah, that is one of the tools that I use the most, I would say. And I learn so much from what I see, from what I observe and witness people are going through. Yeah. And lately I would say that just very many synchronicities. Like this is just something that my life became at some point. My life became just very different from what it used to be in the past. It's not anymore anything that is that used to look like random for me. It is this flow, and it's really very magical. Like everything that happens, even every person that comes into my life, every piece of information, everything is just so meaningful. Everything is really, you feel like you're living in a magic world. But it's not like it wasn't like that before. It was always like that. It's just now I am
paying attention to it.
I can see it now.
You see the cause and effect, you see all the synchronicities that happening for a reason, and understanding the flow and the co-creating with the flow, I guess. What are other tools you use the most right now? What was had a like significant shift for you in bringing this supernatural events, but bringing it to the reality, bridging it with your actual life, things that actually help and change your life?
Again, they shift, and so many tools, but something that helped me a lot to accept, understand, and really go in depth with myself. Something that's very, grounded and very logical and very just straightforward was numerology, Matrix of Destiny numerology. And I think, even though it wasn't at the beginning of my journey, I would say it's only been like 3 years since I connected with this particular numerology, but it really was so grounding for me, because first part of the journey was not so grounded. Energy, like it was more about senses. But then knowledge, knowing your blueprint as a soul, understanding, and it really helped me a lot to understand what do I do now with all of this. Because it can be overwhelming, just entering that world, and you're like, whoa, but like the world used to be one way. Now I and tapped into all of this, something so different, and sometimes it's hard to merge, like, right? You don't know how to ground that knowledge or that part of your life into day-to-day life. And numerology, Matrix of Destiny, really helped me to understand myself even deeper, like to accept parts that I maybe thought that they were not good qualities, but then I realized that no.
How to work with certain energies, right? How to just like channel those energy that feel conflicting maybe in a way, but you learn how to work and use them in a proper way in the different areas of your life, so it's all like harmonious.
Yes.
And you chart work all together, right? Kind of like it's like a living system, like one part of your life depend on another, and learning to work with yourself as a system help you create more balanced reality and accept yourself in the many different ways, right?
Yes, you kind of understand that unique combination that everyone has of the archetypes. We all hold specific combination of the energies within us, and then what do you do with them? How do you apply them to this particular journey of this lifetime? Right. But you have to understand all of the spectrum of what this particular energy that you have in you, how it can go, like the good and the bad. Right. So this system really helped me to like see and really like break down like all of the aspects, so I now know how to navigate myself in my own life, and it's very straightforward, and I like that. It's not so
I think numerology is an amazing tool because we live in the matrix, and everything you can be breaking down to the numbers actually. So it's kind of like a simplified way of decoding the matrix. And what I like about this particular tool you're using, because you done reading for me too, that it's very unique way because it's focusing on archetypes. Can you tell more about this? What is specifics of this particular numerology?
So the idea is that we all have that there are 22 archetypes, like tarot archetypes, major arcanas of tarot, if you're familiar with that information or that knowledge. They were not there, randomly. It's very ancient, very old knowledge as well. And basically what it is that we think that we are so unique, but we are unique, but at the same time we hold these same archetypes within us. And it's not so many of them. If you look at people's lives, we all have in a way very similar problems, right? We are different people, but so many stories are literally the same. And yes, it's because also we are holding the same energies and archetypes. We're exploring ourselves through these archetypes. And everyone has this unique imprint, like of their soul. What is my main archetypes in this lifetime? And it's a combination for you. So when you know what archetypes you hold, you can understand yourself better, and then also through the system you can see what is your life purpose, what is your different areas, any area of your life. Basically you can read through the system. And it's very simple. It's very simple because only 22 archetypes, and if you really understand in depth what each of them mean, you then see them everywhere. Like now I look at a person, I'm like, whoa, this...
Your brain starts decoding automatically and see patterns.
Yes.
So you can hold different archetypes in different areas of your life, let's say like finances, love, everything, right? What was it for you, like learning, because you started with you, right? You learn your archetype, you learn your chart. How's it changed your life? What was there any specific like archetype and a specific position, and this was kind of like a key for you to unlock your next level and change your life?
Yes, you know, for me, when I looked at my chart for the first time, and then I already knew a little bit about what archetypes are, and I went into that exploration. What does it mean for me? I just saw that almost my entire chart has like 2 archetypes, 9 and 18, and it's not like that for everyone. You have, I remember a little bit your chart, it's more variety, right? So depending on which position it is, like you kind of like bring in a different archetype to that area of life. For me, it's mostly just the hermit archetype and the moon, which is the magic. I'm like, whoa, okay. So I went in depth learning about what does it mean for me. And when I understood why am I, you know, like, why am I so drawn to just going in depth and learning about all of this like mystical things, and not just mystical things, but also about just psychology of people, like things that are very like deep and emotional. That everything in my life has to be, you know,
has to be deep.
I can't do it any other way. And for some people, like people would even make comments to me like, you're overthinking, like why are you like, you know, you know, just go and do things more. And
you realize there's nothing wrong with you. It's just like really your archetype you bring forward, and that's something your soul chose to be that way, because there's a lot of expansion for your soul through that experience.
Exactly. And also sometimes I used to think that I'm moving so slow because I'm going so deep. And if I look at other people, it's like more action, but they're not like, they're people, you know,
it's very different.
Very different approach to life basically. And I thought that there was something wrong with me, that this is not the right way to do. But then when I realized, okay, yes, I am the hermit, which if you look at the card, it's like this old you know, grandpa holding a light,
old energy, old soul energy.
Exactly.
Very isolated and going very deep on the teacher archetype basically.
So he's not moving fast, he's going slow, you know, taking his time, and he's probably like spending a lot of time just like you know with himself. So that kind of realized, and then I've learned what are the strengths of these archetypes. So that also helped me to see like not only I'm different in that way and there's something wrong with me, but also accept and take the power in that. Right? And I think that for me, as also like future therapist, this is definitely going to be something, you know, as a tool. Even I don't know, I will probably be asking people, of course, if that's okay if I use it before I go that way. But you know, not every there is knowledge that is very generalized, right? Like, oh, everyone should live this specific way, but it doesn't work like that, because we are so unique. Everyone's code with your words is different, and for someone balance looks in this way, and your approach in life for your balance looks this way, and for someone else a very different way. So like what is balance for me is not necessarily what balance is for you. And you can't, like, we have to really know ourselves in order to know how to move in life and how to get to the place where we want.
Definitely. It's similar to astrology. When I learned, I'm still like fascinated with that, because you can really go in life just like, imagine you're driving a car, or imagine you're driving a car with GPS. Like when you have a GPS, it makes things so much easier, because you kind of like understanding those planets. It's similar to like the archetypes, like you breaking down the direction, and it make life just so much easier, because you kind of know where you're going. Without it, you can drive, but like how long you're gonna drive these circles before you find out where you're actually going. So yeah, I think astrology and numerology is like amazing tools to help us just to navigate in life, understanding ourselves better, and understand our direction too. The numerology I study, it's called life lesson numerology, and it's really, really ancient numerology way. And it's very, very simple. Basically, it's talk about our code. We have to do with our date of birth, of course, and the code is a life lesson our soul chose before reincarnating this time, and those lessons gonna keep repeating till we learn. So it's kind of like a cabbage, and it's like layers of the same situation that is repeating. And if you are like a tree, you can live on the low branches of the lesson, or you can live on the higher branches of the lesson. So all those lesson, it's kind of like a gift and a curse, as far as like that's something that you came here to overcome, but in the same time it's a key to unlock you. And if you learn this lesson and you live on the higher branches of the tree, it's your strength as well. And also we have like a 9-year cycles, which is we have for like collective, and you have your personal 9-year life cycles, and it's help you to understand kind of where you are in your life, what's to be next, what's meant to happen. And also there's a part that can calculate relationship lesson. That's all about lessons. So you had those lessons with your like loved ones, friendship, family, and it's interesting to see how those things are play out. And so you kind of like see where to look at, and it's how you can navigate relationships as well. So numerology is an amazing tool. And speaking of my experiences, and very first one was actually in church, and it's when I danced crump, and we come from Russia here to learn the style, and we was it like very small black gospel church in Compton. And at that time I spoke no English, and I felt so much. I cried the whole service. I had like, which is described in church as a Holy Ghost, where like you just feel so much energy going through you. And the experience definitely shifted my life, because I was like, whoa, I don't understand what it was, but there's something. There's like some higher power, like I felt it with my whole body. I have such a crazy emotional relief. Like I'm like, what was that? And another experience that shifted for me was like one with lucid dream, and my teacher come to me in a lucid dream, and that was like very interesting. And definitely one of the top experience too was like extraterrestrial contact, and which was for me a few times, and it was very different. Sometimes it was telepathic, and sometimes it was visual when you actually see the ship. And one thing I want to say in there, because I spoke to some of my friends recently, and I see that a lot of people have extraterrestrial experiences, and sometimes people are really scary. Like people are scared to see something, right? And in my experience, that it's not scary, it's like way opposite. Like you feel so much love, you feel home, you like cry from joy. It's such a like ecstatic feeling when you see it. There's no fear. It's like you home. Yeah, check on how you feel, because there's a lot of different energies. And I would demystify that, how we believe there's different beings in different dimensions, like angels, demons, everything. You can say that, or you can say extraterrestrial. It's the same thing. It's just the being of different dimensions, and they are different vibrational levels. So that's why check on with how you feel when they come.
Wow, that's very interesting. So you actually did have an experience, and sounds probably not one experience.
Yes.
Yeah, multiple. Yeah. You saw the ship, or did you see the being?
I saw the ship with the being. I did have a vision, but a lot of the times they don't have a physical body. So you feel the presence and you kind of see them through the third eye. It's very difficult to describe it. So you kind of like, they not exist in the physical. So you don't like actually see them, but you more like feeling them. And you see them, but through like your third eye.
Okay. And so are you saying that, you know, if you have an experience that of some kind of connection with a being that doesn't feel very human, right?
Yeah.
Then, but you also don't really know how they look. It's more of like energy.
Yeah, because a lot of them don't have a physical bodies.
So it's basically, it really depends on your perspective, how you view it. Is it an angel or is it, you know, an extraterrestrial? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it's kind of the same thing. It just, you can describe it that way or you can describe it that way. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I never saw it from like from in my world for some reason. It was okay, like connection with angels, all of these like, you know, spiritual guidance, and then extraterrestrials is basically just a different form of life that is human-like, but maybe like more advanced.
Yeah. There are a lot of those. There's so many different kinds of extraterrestrials, but just being in different dimensions, you can call it extraterrestrial. So it's because it's a different being in different dimensions. Some of them don't have a physical body. Some of them look completely different. Like, so I see it all as extraterrestrials.
Wow, interesting. Interesting. And so how far down the rabbit hole did you go?
Yes. So I went a long down the rabbit hole on that, and I obsess, like I love to talk about this. But speaking of how to bring those amazing experiences to and ground that, I definitely want to say that part of the whole New Age movement, like it's so popular right now to talk about like star seeds and everything, and there's definitely a lot of the souls have remembrance of them being on different like past life on different planets, but I'm saying you remember your future, because high vibration is your future, low vibration is your past, because everything happened at the same time. So it's kind of like you remembering your future, you remembering parts of your soul that right now there. Oh, in the future, you're gonna go there. When you ascend, you're gonna go there. So it's a lot of people experience that connection, but there is a little bit of like I want to check back with our ego, because our ego have three parts. I'm better than everybody, I'm worse than everybody, and I'm different from everybody. And there's a part of the ego want to feel like, oh, I'm different. And a lot of with starseeds, part of that how people connected to it a lot, because they feel they're so different from
special.
Like they're special, exactly. They think you're so different from everybody, you not belong here, what am I doing, this earth is not my home, and create a lot of isolation. It's create a lot of feeling that kind of like I'm special in a way, which is like partially it's our ego play too. And we the reason why people start remembering it, because starseeds meant to ascend, help the earth ascend and bring different energies, and they preparing, because earth is preparing to ascend and be in contact with different extraterrestrials. When we're on a high vibration, when in the fifth dimension, when we're going to be part of whole galactic federation and be part of, have a lot of connect with different extraterrestrials. So we're kind of like preparing for that, you know, preparing the earth for that. And also because our earth is kind of like United States, that everybody's an immigrant, and the earth is one of a few planets. There's so many different extraterrestrials, different kinds of extraterrestrials on the same place. So it's kind of like a planet of immigrants too, who come to learn. And when you find there's a reason why, like, if you feel like Pleiadian starseeds, you meet a lot of Pleiadian starseeds. If you're Arcturian, you meet a lot of Arcturian star seeds, if you start meeting Illyrian star seeds, it is because those people meant to be in your life when you're at a certain level of ascension and acceleration. You meant to meet those people for you together meant to do something. You have your personal mission and you have your collective mission. So it's one of the reasons people remember kind of like where they're from for something we're going to see like 20 years down the line in the future. Why is it happening? So it is important to know, but if you resonate, like I say, everything with starseeds and galactic had to do with resonate, how you resonate. Like if you resonate with this and you want to learn, do that. Like if you resonate with that, learn that, what you actually resonate. If you don't resonate, then it's fine. Like, and if you would, again, meeting somebody as like your tribe, like Pleiadians meet Pleiadians, this meet that, it's because like you resonate with people. And it's just for a collective mission. And a lot of the things, why it's happening, we don't even know yet. We're going to see it down the line. Yeah. Why is it happening? But it's all for us. It's resonate because our soul meant to learn something.
Interesting. And how does knowing where you come from or like what you resonate with, like what kind of star seed you are, because as I mentioned before, I only like slightly touched. Someone did tell me once, oh, like you're Pleiadian, and I'm like, what is it? No idea. So I never like went into exploration of that. I'm open, but also I want to know from your experience, how does it help you now knowing that, or how does it change anything in your like actual human life knowing that?
Yeah, so part of me when realizing like my specific origin, and I started reading books about it, like channeled books from that, and everything just like resonated. For me, it was a confirmation of my blueprint, what I'm here to do. I just felt a lot of resonance, and I'm like, okay, everything just made sense. It was kind of like a piece of the puzzle for me that everything made sense. But then I learned, I went on to journey of kind of like ground it all in, actually doing the opposite and going back to my family, doing a lot of ancestral work, building my family tree, ground as a human, and it's like, okay, this is a part of my soul, but I'm here to be human, So it did help me. And again, as I say, everything is about resonance. Like if you resonate, it means there's something for your soul to learn and to unpack. And I would say it just expand my consciousness in a way, because like when you learn more how things in fifth dimension works, why things here and there and there. So like it's just like expanded what is possible for me, and see how it's like, things that make sense, like on a bigger scale,
Interesting. So I want to go back and ask a question, because in 2019, I think it was, I went into the direction of past life regression. I studied with Dolores Cannon, and not her, but her daughter. And started practicing past life regression. And while I was on a training, I did I did have a couple of very interesting experiences discovering my past lives, and a couple of them were actually not about this planet, which was very surprising to me. Some of them were like very, I was like a soldier in Germany, and like very simple stuff. And another, and in some lives I saw like one of the planets where people or beings communicate, not even telepathically, but more energetically. So it's just like a beam from your heart that goes to another heart, and that's how you communicate. Or another planet also where language is very similar to our singing. and things like that, and something that I wasn't even aware about all of that stuff. Like it was a while ago. I never like learned a book, or like I never heard anyone speaking about what's on other planets. But that was such a real experience, like going into that past life and being like, oh wow, what? But that also feels like so natural to me. You know, I think that's why also like it started making sense to me why my spiritual path started with energy work, because it's like a key.
You already have it in your DNA. And the thing is, with past life, I believe we're going back to our DNA, and a lot of parts of our DNA very dormant. So like we just remembering things that's in our DNA, including extraterrestrial experiences, because it's in our DNA, because we make of the same atoms that planets in another galaxy made of. So everything interconnected, and you just going back to your DNA, and that's why those things feels natural to you. And that's why I believe like all the extraterrestrial knowledge, it just expand what is possible, because we preparing to have telepathical contact. It's normal to us. We just forgot because our DNA had a fall at some point. But all this like energy, communication, that type of singing, it's you all remembering it because it's possible for humans in our next step of evolution.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and for skeptical mind, which is like my intellect is always like brushing off things first, but when you have the experience, you really like
you cannot unsee. You cannot unsee what you saw.
Like okay, that seems very, very, very real, and then even intellectually it starts making sense to you as well. But the question here is, you said that there is no time, so everything is at the same time. So that past life, is it past life on that planet?
I see it because I see that because the time is like non-linear. We understand time linear here, and you would say in a linear manner, you would say like a past life, but it's actually like your future life in a way, because everything the high vibration, because those extraterrestrial and those type of abilities, it's usually like 5 dimension and higher. So everything that high vibration is a future, everything low vibration is a past. And if we're looking at it that way, you remember your future lives. Because it's everything happening at the same time, you can actually from here type in anywhere. And when people remember this extraterrestrial experience, they connected to them, to themselves. It's not like, actual being come and this, you connecting to yourself in the different dimension.
So I wonder if the past life regression should be changed to future life progression.
It's kind of the same thing. I believe you through hypnosis and through regressions you can travel. It's like time travel. You can travel past and future, but it's like everything happened in the same time. It's like a different, so many like different trajectory, like life trajectory, even like that life, like so many trajectory, and you just travel here. You travel to the point that's crucial for some reason for you, where some gift to unlock, there's certain things to change or I don't know, delete, and that's how you like kind of like recalibrate your whole frequency in being. But
I'm just like trying to make up a new word for that, like lifetimes exploration.
So that's a good one.
Because literally because we are thinking in a linear way, we are applying that concept of linear time into like the idea that this something that already has happened, like my past lives, and regressing, like going back, but not really.
I feel like because our consciousness is expanding, it's so much to comprehend. That's why we just like tapping into it. And people who doing that, it's people who therapists, like people who like doctors and therapists, and they know, and like
pioneers.
And it's like quantum physics, like explain the same thing we're talking about on the quantum level. And soon we're gonna have a quantum AI there. it's gonna explain a lot of things too, you know. So it's just difficult to comprehend sometimes to our mind. But the more you open, and I say it's the same. Like if you person who love to travel, when you travel, you go, you see different countries. It's open your mind, because you, especially if you learn another language, it changed the way your brain works, right? So you experience another culture, you've been there, you're on a different land, it changed your vibration, like you forever change. Same with starseeds, like it's just a bigger version of the same if you travel.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You said quantum AI.
Yeah.
Explain.
So basically, AI coding one thing at the time. It's a linear too, and quantum AI where it's like everything gonna happen at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's instead of linear time, because AI we have right now is a linear, and quantum AI, which is in the works right now, where everything is gonna be that's actually will. Help us to connect with extraterrestrials, and let's say it can decode not just a language but like energy. It can decode frequency. It can decode, like, I don't know, dolphin language and everything, and it can do multiple things at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, do you use any of that information? Like, let's say you are, you know, in that place where you are maybe not in the highest of the vibration, you know, because while we are all thriving to be always in that like resourceful place, that's totally normal to go through kind of like ups and downs energetically as well. Like it's not, again, like it's not so steady, especially for women, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely a lot of constructions and expansion. Contraction is expansion.
Yeah.
And
hormones also, like being human, you know, it does impact you. So how does that knowledge or understanding, like connection to star seeds, like let's say you are having a bad day, you know, quote unquote bad day, do you tap into that knowledge, or like what knowledge do you tap into the most? Like what's your tool, you know, being in that bad day that brings you like shifts your vibration, helps you?
When we're in a low vibration, we disconnect it simply from God, and you don't have to like connect to that, like, right? It's all in between. It's like you and God. So like the worse you feel, the more construction you have, it's you isolating yourself. So for me, like I go directly to God, like I pray, I say thank you, like gratitude. I think it's like number one tool to raise your vibration. And another tool is start being of service. So let's say pray for somebody or help somebody, or shift your focus on like holding space or like doing something for somebody else, raise your vibration tremendously. And I think gratitude, and just like go directly to the source, knowing like right now it's like really tough, but like I know there is a beings that helping me. There's God is there, like, and just like knowing that it's there, and it's your choice to connect to it. Maybe sometimes not resist, like if it's certain feelings, like experience that, leave it, you know, feel it. And when you're grateful for the experience, it goes away pretty quickly. And I think we're meant to experience all of that.
Yeah, beautiful. I think so far what works for me the best is slowing down, even though I'm already in a very, you know, like different speed. It shifts, of course. I have times when it's like very, very active, but I allow myself to slow down and really be present with what is, and I look closer into it.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of in the culture, and this is what I used to do in the past, like distract myself with something that is more pleasurable, right? Kind of, oh, I'm not feeling good emotionally, so I'm going to
run away from it.
Yeah, like distract myself. And what I've learned, that it kind of becomes a pattern, and if there is something that's present there for you, it's not going to go away just because you distracted yourself with something that is more fun. You know, you go and meet with your friends. Like, it's your progress and your transformation, your like leveling up and evolution as a soul and a human here. That's where it becomes slower. You know, you're by slowing down and really looking into it, you move faster.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe that's also, like my code of my soul blueprint, the transformation, the archetype of the death, like that rebirth is my main archetype. And maybe it's kind of like a gift and a curse at the same time. It's just the quality, you know, to me, that I have personally, that I've learned to really go into that transformation. I'm like, okay, this feels like, you know, metaphorical death, like very uncomfortable. So I'm just going to go and die. That's what I've learned.
I definitely resonate with that, because like so much shadow work what I done, like it's the best, like that's the fastest move forward, like way forward is like going through it. Like you cannot go around, like you have to, the only way is go through it. So might as well facing your fears, might as well go there. If you feel shitty, just like go there. It's there for a reason. And it's not that scary. It's those deep waters, it's not that scary. It's actually like fascinating. It's so much energy and so much potential in there for our soul.
I definitely used to be on the other side. I was out of, you know, because this is my main archetype, and for me it's even more important than for anyone else to like to just like go through this rebirth processes without waiting for too long. So in the past I wasn't like that, I can't say. I would like drag, you know, and like really go slow, avoiding something and really not wanting to go into that discomfort and avoiding that metaphorical death. And then again, like learning matrix and understanding like this quality and how to be in balance with it for myself. I learned that, just like going and metaphorically dying there, meaning like closing that cycle, you know, nothing is there, like that metaphorical death is only that transition, like that transformation, right? That, okay, now I'm on this level, but there is some kind of discomfort for me because I am already done with this. I have to, like, there is a next level for me. So it's already...
So you gotta let it go. Let it go, the old one.
Yeah, it's painful to stay at the previous level.
Yeah.
So you gotta like really understand what's holding you there and look at it. Like you can't not look at it. You have to really like feel it first and like...
Yeah. There's a pain in letting go and there's a pain of like not getting where you're supposed to be. So it's kind of like you have to choose from the pain of either stuck to your comfort zone but it's painful too because you know your potential. But at the same time, it's very painful to let go. And I think by like having that letting go experience, by relieving like the resistance, that's a huge shift. Like it's always you going forward.
Yes. I think this is something that I am so grateful that I have learned already, and I feel like there is way more balance now with that than in the past. That transformation and that constant evolution, constant metaphorical death, you know, I'm kind of even enjoying it in a way, because I know already, even you know, my mind knows that this is a good thing. My mind already learned from multiple experiences, that it's a good
you better
thing.
let it go, right?
And it's a good thing because something new is coming. Like, you know, you are different. Even if when I look at my pictures from just 1 or 2 years ago, I'm not even talking about 10 years ago, that's like a whole different person. But it's if you allow yourself to go into this metaphorical death again and again and again, meaning if you're having a bad day or like a bad time, you know, there is a reason, like this is a blessing, this is your time to really level up. And slowing down and looking at it, really allowing yourself to feel first, so you know what is it there to heal. And maybe you invite someone for the guidance there, because sometimes it's very you know, it's definitely easier and faster if you have someone holding a space for you, right? You have someone who can
just mirror you. I feel like we have a lot of blind spots, and that sometimes like you yourself, and the way our brain is wired to protect us and constantly lie to ourselves.
Ego,
you know, and we constantly like we don't see a lot of the things. We don't see our subconsciousness, and then you bring another person as your mirror, and that somebody can reflect you or share certain tools with you, or just even shift your vibration in a different way. That it's really, really helpful.
Yeah, and I think because it's one of my main archetypes, death, 13, that's something that I also noticed, that if I'm, you know, in contact with someone, like this is my energy triggers that transformation with for someone. If you live long enough with me, if anyone is in my space, like that's like there's going to be change. So I sometimes give like heads up for people, you know, you have to know
your life is never going to be the same. I feel the same way. Do you notice that? Do you like trigger a lot of people, and do you notice that a lot of people like kind of like they don't want to be with you and you're in your space because of that? Have it happened to you where you feel like, oh, I really want a connection, I value this friendship, but there's the people who just don't ready for it, don't ready to be in the constant transformation. They want it more like a surface level, they want more like surf, and they don't want to go in deep ocean. And unfortunately, because of that, like you know, they decide not to participate. Have it happened to you?
You know, I think that in the past, when I was not in the balance with that energy myself, that was happening more often. That's actually exactly what it was, because I was out of balance. Like I would trigger others people's transformation, but I also wasn't in balance with that rebirth process myself. So that was more of a you know, like negative like way. Now I think that it's actually the opposite. I attract people who are ready for transformation. So now it's not, I don't even have people in my life, like it just like they don't show up. Ready, because I think I am in balance with this energy. You know, I know how to love it. I know I actually it's like my favorite thing, you know, evolution. Let's grow more and more and more and more, and like let's die again and die again, because then you can really have such an abundant life of different versions. And the more you die, the more you like born new, you know, like new you. So that's fun. I love it. That doesn't have to be painful. It's all different kinds of things, but it might be painful, but not necessarily suffering there. Beautiful.
So for the life and death without suffering.
yes. For that harmony. Even in death and rebirth. Because that's actually that's the goal. That's the goal, to go through evolution and having fun in the process of that, right?
Yeah.
Cheers.